Hello again, YouTube. This is another video debunking the Sandy Hook shooting fully exposed video with over 11 million views. Now I gotta admit, what you're about to see here, when I saw this for the first time, I'm not kidding, I couldn't stop laughing. I, like, I couldn't believe that these people were being serious. And I'm not saying this for any sort of effect or anything like that. I'm saying this is hilarious. See, I can't even get the words out right now to describe to you how I felt when I watched this the first time. It's just incredible, and you get to witness it in all its glory. Now, before I start, of course, I have to point this out. I'm sorry for all you people that can actually hear me, because a lot of people that hear me say this still don't believe me. In fact, I'm sure the people who hear me say this believe me even less because I say it. I'm sorry, you can't win, right? But again, for the thousandth time, I don't work for the government. See, people think I work for the government, people. I don't have an agenda. If I had an agenda, I wouldn't show you any proof. I would just tell you what these people do. Look it up. Or I would just say outlandish things on the screen and just let you decide to what you're supposed to think. I don't do that. If the law permits you to own a gun, you should own a gun. If the law permits for you as an individual that you can own 100 guns, then own 100 guns. If you want to own an AR-15, go right ahead. I believe in the Second Amendment. I have never once said that I don't. Now I'm just voicing my First Amendment right. Okay, now that that's over with, again, here we go. Now, I gotta tell you folks, if I can't get through this without laughing, please spare me. You know, it's hard. But here we go. And as we see here on the screen, but of course, what are actors without a movie set? I gotta do this straight faced. I just can't laugh because once I start, it just doesn't stop with this. This whole part of the video is, oh, it's a classic. Take a look at the strange activities happening right after the shooting. Now, I don't know how after the shooting they think it is, but it's not right after. Thanks to Max Malone for recording the clip. And you know what, Max? Seriously, this is a personal thanks to you for making this clip. I honestly mean that with all the sincerity I can give you. Here is the classic Max Malone clip. You've been warned.
Not only do we not see any children out of the 600.
No children. He's saying you see no children out of the 600.
Okay, we didn't see any children out of the 600 dead or alive.
None of the children, dead or alive. Okay?
We didn't see any EMS workers.
No EMS.
We didn't see any ambulances. We
No ambulances.
didn't see any faculty or
No faculty.
any students. Now,
No students.
this is called a still photo.
Okay, he just started this whole video off by saying we don't see any students, dead or alive. And the first thing he shows us is students on the screen. I should stop it right here. You don't even need to see the rest. You get it already. What are you talking about, Max? We see no people. We see no children. We see no anything. Then the first thing he shows us is kids. But as he goes on to say it's a picture, so we're not allowed to believe it because it's a picture.
It's the only footage. It's not footage because it is only a picture.
It's not footage. Can't believe it because it's a picture.
Take a little snapshot. You get it, children?
I got it, and I'm not a
that's the
child.
only picture that you will see of children leaving that parking lot.
Now, the person who obviously took this picture took more, right? Do we see any more pictures from this person? No. But I don't think this person took one photo. Do you? But whatever.
All the live footage, only lasts maybe 50 seconds. There's no EMS workers.
Okay, he just finished saying that The only live footage there is 50 seconds long. Now, if you remember back, well, if you watch this video from the beginning, the actual Sandy Hook fully exposed video, in the very beginning of that video, it shows the police in the woods chasing after a second shooter, supposedly second shooter. That is from a helicopter. You don't see any of that footage here because he's only got this footage, which he says is only 50 seconds long. I've seen footage over 5 minutes long. So when Max made this, I have no idea. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was the 15th, because if it was after the 15th, Max, you don't know how to use the search engine, because, man, 50 seconds live footage. So again, he just said EMS again. He likes to repeat himself. And when I say he likes to repeat himself, literally, he keeps saying the same thing over and over again.
There's no parents.
No parents.
There's no children dead.
No children, dead or alive.
They're alive.
So basically what you're looking at here, these are what you call zombies, because they're in between dead or alive. That is basically your definition of zombie. Because these children, it's a picture. And it's a picture of zombies, because these are not dead or alive children. But let's listen to some more of Max.
And there's no ambulances.
No ambulances. Now, when I saw this for the first time, I was amazed, because you see this white van here? I was like, Max, what are you talking about? There's a white van. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What am I saying? I was like, Max, what are you talking about? There's an ambulance right there. You know? I can't start laughing, because once I start with Max, it won't stop. Okay, so when I first saw this, I couldn't believe he was going off about there's no ambulances, you know. And then he starts to go brag on the fact that these are just random cars here, but he doesn't realize these are Crown Vics, and they're exactly the same colors, meaning they're police cars. But, you know, at this point, I was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe this was serious. It was like, is this a joke? Did they just put this in here for some comedy, like to lighten the video up? No, they're trying to be serious with this guy.
Not only there was no ambulances at the school itself, they blocked the entrance to the school. So if there was ambulances, they can't get out.
So now he's saying, as you can see, this happened right after the shooting. We're talking, I don't know, maybe a half hour in his mind. I have no idea, because he doesn't really specify. He likes to say the same things over and over again, but he doesn't clarify things. So he just keeps saying over and over, no EMS, no ambulances, no EMS, no ambulances. So again, when I first saw this, I just was in stitches. I couldn't handle it. But they put a little blurb up now saying, hey, you know what? I know Max says over and over again there's no ambulance when you're looking at an ambulance on the screen. But apparently now you're supposed to believe that he's only talking about the school. Why he's blabbing on about ambulances when it's on the screen, yeah, it's a little beyond me. I don't know. Maybe someone can explain that to me. But again, he does mention the schoolhouse later on. So let's just watch. I shouldn't really talk. I should let Max do all the talking, because it's awesome.
This was a total hoax.
Total
And
hoax.
as you can see, there's no children here.
No children. Now, he just said there are no children here. Right here is a parent holding hands with two children, and there's one following behind. Watch.
There's no teachers. There's no parents.
No parents.
There's just a bunch
No, I
of
just
people walking
pointed you
around
out
on a
one.
movie set.
Movie set.
And then
At this point, Max would point out that there's no child on the screen, but he doesn't, which is sad, because I wish he would, but he doesn't.
teacher pulled me into her classroom.
So you heard sounds?
Yes.
What did it sound like to you?
It sounded like someone was kicking a door.
100 rounds of bullets. Over 100 rounds of bullets going off, reported by the news. Such a massacre.
Massacre.
No description of anybody getting killed, hit, screaming, yelling, running around.
I really don't know what he's trying to say here. Who is going to start talking about blood and shootings and bullets flying everywhere? I don't really know what he's trying to imply here. Is he trying to imply that no one was shot or the bullets didn't go off? I don't really know what he's saying here.
Nothing. Sounded like somebody was kicking down a door.
Yeah, a little child thought it sounded like kicking a door. Did he say it sounded like an AR-15 with 223 rounds? No. Wouldn't that be something that you'd want the kid to lie about? Of course he knows what semi-automatic fire sounds like. Goes to the shooting range every Saturday. Shootings in this neighborhood all the time. Probably owns an AR-15. Come on, he's only a kid, right? He should know what he's talking about. Not like Max.
This is 100 rounds that supposedly went off in his school. Now, I got this slowed down 50%.
Slows it down.
Take a close look. There's no kids
So he just said he slowed it down. Here, take a close look at these children. There's 3 of them. Max, come on.
here.
See this?
Check out this scene.
Yeah.
Look
I'm
at this.
checking it out. Okay, so he goes on to say there's no EMS in the parking lot. There's no ambulances. There's no EMS. There's no parents. There's no children. But you see this? Okay, first of all, okay, let's look at this. Of course, this is the big thing on the screen. This is a fire engine, right? Right? This is triage. Can we agree on that? See the shadows of people standing all around the triage? These are EMS workers. See these cars? They're police cars, right? This is what the chief of the fire department would drive. Another EMS vehicle. But okay, go on, Max.
Look how quiet that is.
Look
Nice
how quiet it is. You know, there's no parade going on. Come on, there should be a party here. This isn't a crime scene.
little picture, but without any EMS work.
No EMS workers, he just said. Right? He just said that. Did I not just point them out to you? Did I not just point out to you triage? Did I not just point out a fire engine? But okay, come on.
No am.
Now this really ruined it for me when they put this blurb up, because it is so funny. Without this blurb, it's just beyond hilarious. It is a riot. It really is. But they had to ruin it. You know, this isn't in the original. This isn't there from the start. And why, if they put this up, why did they wait so long to put this here? Why didn't they put this the second Max started talking about no EMS, no ambulances, no children? See all the things it says here. See, it refers to the school entrance, not the firehouse. But then he goes on to talk about the firehouse. So, Max, come on, talk to these people who made this video, because now they're putting words in your mouth. Not that anyone needs to. You got that covered. Okay, let's listen to some more Max, who can't point out EMS or children on the screen.
Ambulances, no parents,
No parents.
no line of children leaving the school.
No line of children leaving the school, which he begins the video with. Does he not? Oh, right, sorry, it's a picture.
Everything is just nice and neat around.
This is nice and neat, he says. He is talking about the firehouse. He is saying this is nice and neat. I would love to see what he thinks disorganized cars are. Because if this is nice and neat, Max, buddy, we gotta hang out. I'd love to see the world through your eyes. Now, just to be fair, you know, here's a fire truck. Here's a whole row of fire trucks. Another fire truck. Here's an ambulance. 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 But we're not supposed to look at those, because those aren't at the school. So these don't exist. Don't look at these things. These trees, these aren't here, because they're not at the school. And this is nice and neat. And he's talking about the firehouse.
The firehouse up here in the corner. Look at this.
I'm looking.
Now there's other shots of people passing around donuts coming through the little door.
Okay, he can't point out EMS on the screen or ambulances or... See, he just keeps repeating himself. So he can see donuts being handed out at the bottom of the screen somehow, but he can't see an ambulance, he can't see EMS, he can't see parents, can't see children. You know, there's no telephone pole here. He can't see all that. Somehow, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's Max.
Back door, you know.
I know.
But, yeah, let's block the road off. Make sure that no ambulances could come and go.
No ambulances could come or go. Okay, Max, you're the best.
Because, you know, they don't want to check to see if the kids are okay.
Nobody checked to see if the kids were okay. Nobody. They just, you know, all these people showed up and just hung out here. You know, Tom saw Joe and he's like, "Hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you since the barbecue." You know. See, what happened here is that there was a valet parking system. And the guy who was parking the cars, he was wasted. As you can see by his parking job.
You know, if there's still a kid alive and breathing, we're going to leave him in the school. We're not going to rush him to the hospital. We're not going to go find out.
Now, I think he's referring because he says we're not going to leave a breathing kid in the school instead of rush him to the hospital. Now, to me, it kind of sounds like he wants to rush 600 kids to the hospital, but I'm going to go for the benefit of the doubt and go that he's talking about any injured children. Doesn't say that. He just says if there's any children in the school, we can't rush them all to the hospital. But sorry, Max, if I'm putting words in your mouth. And there aren't children right here. Don't look at these children. These children do not exist. And I can't point out the ambulance anymore. It's not fair. But, you know, those are the rules. They put a little caption on the screen. So, there is no ambulance here. Okay, I get it.
You get it?
I got it.
All right. So then some of you are going to say, well, they were on lockdown. Really?
Really?
You got 600 kids on lockdown. You're not bringing anybody to the hospital. And on top of that, we're going to block off the firemen and the road and not bring any ambulances towards the school. And we're just going to mope around.
Okay, now they're just moping around. And he said they blocked the road so no fire engines or EMS or ambulances could get to the school, right? Now he's going on about how they're moping around. They're just, you know, hey, smoking a cigarette, talking about the good old days.
Outside right now. So we're walking around, taking a stroll. Hey, are we getting this on tape? When's this exercise going to start over here? Where's the parents?
I wish he would have done this whole video in that voice. Because if it wasn't funny enough, that voice just puts it over the top. Now he's talking about the parking lot, right? Unless we're talking about some other thing that I don't know about, because there's no caption on the screen now. And he's going on about how there's no teachers in the parking lot. There's no family in the parking lot. There's no children in the parking lot. I don't know what he thinks is going to be happening here. But apparently he thinks that children, staff, parents, you know, they're just supposed to be hanging out here. And because it's so quiet, they should liven it up, you know, have a party. Bust out a disco ball, get some clowns in here, some balloons. You know, it's not a crime scene. It's a party zone. Get some kids out here.
Where's the teacher?
Where's the teachers?
Where's the faculty?
Where's the faculty?
The kids?
Where's the kids?
Ambulances? Where's the EMS?
Where's the ambulances? Where's the EMS? Don't want to point them out again?
Why is this guy walking nice and slow? Hey, I'm going to walk over here now. What is going on with this picture? What is wrong with this picture?
The only thing wrong here, Max, is your description of what's going on. Right? Right.
Sure.
Okay, before I read this, because Max is so concerned that not one ambulance could get in there, not one child was rushed to the hospital, of course it's a movie scene, and apparently all those cars that were blocking the roads were nice and neat. Exactly what he said. I'm not making that up, folks. That's what he said. That looked nice and neat to him. Okay, just to help out Max, let's see what I can find. This took me all of 30 seconds to find. Okay? This is the Sandy Hook Wikipedia page. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are like, oh, don't go there. Well, I don't think this information is really top secret, and I'm not going to scour the internet to find it. This is more than enough to prove everything Max just said wrong. Here we go. Look, first response. Police locked down the school and began evacuating the survivors room by room. So don't worry, Max, they didn't just leave them all in there. Escorting groups of students and adults away from the school. Sorry they didn't hang out in the parking lot. I'm really sorry about that. But that's not protocol. That's not what you do. You know, you get them away from the danger. They swept the school for additional shooters at least 4 times. Well, that seems good. No shots were fired by the authorities. According to a transcript of police radio traffic, Lanza committed suicide within 15 minutes of the first 911 call being received. Okay, so there you go. They didn't just leave 600 children in the school, lockdown or no lockdown. They went room by room to get the survivors. So there you go. If there's any breathing kids, as you put them, they found them. And they didn't hang out in the parking lot. I'm sorry. They went to the firehouse. That's the truth. Sorry, Max. And because you're concerned that no ambulances could come and go as they please, here we go. This took me 30 seconds to find. I know it must have been hard for you, but it took me nothing. At approximately 10 a.m., right after the shooting, Danbury Hospital scrambled extra medical personnel in expectation of having to treat numerous victims. 3 wounded patients were evacuated to the hospital. How do you think they got there, Max? By ambulance. Okay? Where 2 children were later declared dead. So this is tragic. This is, that is sad. But you see here again, 2 children, not just adults, children were evacuated. And they died. But they had the same concerns as you. I know you might be an EMS worker, but real EMS workers had your concerns too. You don't have to worry. And the other was an unidentified adult. There. Does that help you, Max? Is that a good picture for you? Do you get it now? Does this clear it up? I hope so. Because that took me a long time to find. 30 seconds. About 30 seconds is about the time it took you to say picture and EMS over and over again. So a single ambulance for the whole school, even though I must have pointed out 8. But let's just go with this. Okay, so a single ambulance for the whole school parked way up the road away from the school as medics push someone being rushed to the hospital on a 5-minute walk up the road. Who buys this? 5-minute walk? Who buys that? It's a couple hundred feet. Maybe walking backwards and... Actually, no, crawling, I guess, maybe 5 minutes. Even then, I'd say no. Who buys this? Well, of course, Max does. Max doesn't see EMS or ambulances or children. He needs a picture. Now when I was laughing, this just put it over the top because it was like, the words alone didn't do it for me. The arrows. I thought this was the school. I was like, whoa, what's the Treadwell Park? I thought this was the school. No, apparently this is the school. And to them, this is a 5-minute walk. Okay. There should have been tents, medical teams, and ambulances set up at the main doors, with the road completely closed to anyone. Not random cars, scattered everywhere, blocking emergency access. Okay. Let's go through this one by one. Here you go, Max. If there were tents there, and there were no children, or teachers, or family members, whoever, weren't in the tents because they weren't needed, this video would have been, no EMS, no ambulances. Why are the tents there? Why are there no people in them? You know why? This isn't the middle of Afghanistan. This isn't a war zone. This is the middle of a little town. They have roads. They have EMS. Medical teams. Now, if there were medical teams hanging out at the front doors, you'd be saying the same thing. Why are the medical teams there? Weren't they doing something? Well, they were doing something, Max. But now when you saw that video, you just can't base the whole scene on a video that's only 50 seconds long, in your opinion. Oh, right, you can. Because you did. Did you look for another video? You might have found another video, but it probably showed you all the things you wanted, so you just stuck with that one. And as I just pointed out, 3 people were rushed to the hospital by ambulance. And if there were 20 ambulances sitting at the front doors, Max would have been going, why are all those ambulances there? What's going on here? This is a movie set. Main doors, yeah. The road completely closed to anyone. Yeah, the road was just open to anyone who wanted to come there. That's why there's 30 to 40 Crown Vics hanging around. The people who live in this town do not drive those cars. These are very affluent, wealthy people. They're not driving Crown Vics. And they're not all driving the same colored Crown Vics too. So they're not random cars, Max, don't worry. And even when you go there, it was nice and neat there. Yeah, it's true, it was scattered, so it's not nice and neat. Emergency access. Well, yeah, when the emergency vehicles needed to get there and leave, they were able to do so. What you saw was an active crime scene well after the crime. And you based everything you said on the fact you thought it happened 5 minutes ago.
Of that school, I think I see Kim Pierce.
Well, this guy doesn't really say anything.
With me right now. Can you hear me?
Cordoned off.
Ken Pierce?
I don't even know what the point of this is.
Okay, what can you tell us about what's going on at
He
that
obviously
firehouse
didn't
right
get there in the first 10 minutes, right?
This is as far
This
as we
is
can go. Obviously,
nowhere
they've
near
got
the
yellow
school
tape
entrance.
right
Thanks
here.
for that. What's this? That's an ambulance. Unless I'm mistaken. But you know where I come from, that's an ambulance. But whatever.
Behind the camera there,
And
Kevin
as you can see,
Palmer
it's
is
not on the
taking you
main
along
road.
as you see one of the injured people. I didn't get a look at
Firemen,
the kind of injuries we're talking about
police,
here, but that is
parents,
one of the few casualties
fire
we've
engine,
seen. So
fire engine. Max, you're the best, man. Do you live or know someone in Newtown? Are you a police officer or someone who... I've never seen this. I have no idea what they're talking about here. Are you a police officer or someone that works in the medical field? Please send us any info you have. Everything is oh, yeah, I'm sure. Everything is 100% confidential and your name would never be released because if they're writing a video, you know it's real. If I read this, I would be like, "Oh yeah, I believe you. We would love to hear you. Post on our channel or send a message. No matter what you have to say, it all counts." Now, here's the problem. Do you realize now every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to mail in and say, "Oh yeah, I was there. Here's my badge number. Yeah, I was there. I saw nobody. I ran around. I was moping in the parking lot. There was no ambulances there." Okay, whatever. And this part, like I said, I've never seen this. This is totally new to me. This I love the best. Like this sums up the video to me. No matter what you have to say. You know, it doesn't matter what you have to say. Just say it. So if you say there were bears in the hallways, yep, go right ahead. Tell us. If lions killed 39 people, tell us. You know, it doesn't matter because it all counts. It just doesn't get any better, people. They wrote this. I didn't. This wasn't something I wrote. This is real. Max is real. Max's account of what just happened is real. Oh, it just doesn't get any better. Now they want random people to mail them and talk to them and say they were there and say what they saw. I can't wait for that video. I, you ask people on a video that's seen 11 million views for people just to write in and tell you what they saw? You know, I would love to see those emails. I would love it. I would pay money to see them. Because, man, that's some good fiction, I'll tell you right now. Okay, back to serious news. You know, back to this video that hasn't gone off the path, you know, hasn't become a circus. It's still serious. This is real. I'm not making any of this up. Max is really in the video. And that statement you just saw, that's real. Oh, man. I wasn't prepared for that. I'll tell you that right now. There are so many more problems with this whole crime scene. It's mind-blowing. But I will let you check that out on your own. Okay, thank you for that. The only thing mind-blowing was Max. Okay? Max. Max, you are mind-blowing. Make more videos. Don't stop. You have a lot of talent. You can pick things out like nobody's business. You saw children when there's no children. You couldn't see children where there's children. You have a talent. Don't put it to waste. Make more videos, Max. Oh, Max. I'm glad there's the internet, because without the internet, I would never have heard your voice. I would never have known your intellect. You're the best. So remember, folks, this crime scene had way more problems than what Max came up with, even though Max doesn't know how to read the internet, because it took me 30 seconds to find an article saying an ambulance, well, no, sorry, ambulances came and picked up injured individuals. It took me 30 seconds, which is 29 seconds more than Max put into making that video. But I will let you check that out on your own. Okay, that was me trying as hard as I could to be serious during that video. Like the last time I saw this video, honestly, I couldn't stop laughing. But then they put that little blurb up where, you know, don't look at the firehouse, which ruined it. I mean, they ruined it for me because it was just funny. He's literally ranting about how there's no children, there's no fire engines, there's no EMS, there's no ambulances, and the whole time it's right on the screen. It's almost like, Max, are you watching TV while this video's going on? Woody, seriously, Max, buddy, you're the best. Don't let anyone tell you any different. If anyone gives you a hassle, let me know, because I'll let them know how awesome you are. Okay, that's enough for this. Thanks for watching. And remember, Max, I want to thank you the most. Without you, I couldn't have made this video. So a big thank you to Max. Watch out for my next video, or watch all my other videos. I encourage you to. I made them. Might as well watch them, right? They're not as good as Max's. I will point that out right now. Mine don't make you laugh like Max does. I'm sorry for that. But, you know, maybe Max will help me one day on creating a video with him. We can, you know, do it together. Bit of a duet. Okay. I've ranted along enough about this. Thank you for watching again, and look out for my other videos, etc., etc. And again, Max, thank you. I mean it.